I'll start beginning episode 16. But before I even continue, how's the relationship between both Autobots, the Bavers and the Primers? Well, it's shaky, but it's still a good relationship, but it's a bit shaken. It's a bit one down as the Primus Autobots have been exposed to be not kind of, they're literally the reason. Listen, they're actually the reason. I did some research. Yeah, yeah, they're literally the reason for why the Decepticons even existed. So yes, the Autobots have existed before the war, and that just makes it worse. As even if you like, listen, some of you probably won't believe me, but go research yourself. You understand. But pretty much the Primus Autobots were actually the reason for the war even starting. They were the reason. But they became good because Optimus took over. So yeah. But anywho, now episode 16. How would this start? Well, I would have to say a bit different. As Ironhide would go with Bulkhead to that mission. And Beavis Ironhide is just not really in the mood. And Bulkhead is also not in the mood because after that emotional moment, it was it's kind of hard for the Beavis Autobots to look at the Primus Autobots in a positive, but not they don't look at them in a negative way, but it's quite hard for them to look at them in a positive way. But anywho, pretty much I would say Iron Knight and Bulkhead fights who's this Breakdown, and Breakdown is pretty much getting tossed around like a toy. I can't lie, he's being thrown around easily, and I can't lie, he would be almost killed, but thankfully the humans do come in somehow saving him. But the Autobots also escape because I can't lie. Namek is not capturing anyone. I mean, the only reason they managed to capture a Breakdown and experiment on him is because he was distracted. But no one is distracted, so no one is captured for now. But yeah, pretty much episode 16 is more of a that type of episode, and them trying to find out what Meg is doing, and they'll find a reason and everything. Oh, sorry about that, but yeah, they'll find a reason and everything, and yeah. Now we will cut to episode 17, which plays out the same. And we will skip to episode 18. Now, episode 18 will play out a bit differently, as RC doesn't go on the mission by her with Bulkhead actually. She goes with Cliff Jumper and Bumblebee, along with Bavis Ironheart. As Bavis Optimus and Primus Optimus went on a mission together, the one that Bumblebee and Optimus did in the original timeline, and both of them are trying to have a connection, a spark to spark, you can say. It's like father and son bonding, technically, but they're the same person, so it's kind of weird to see Bavis Optimus as Primus Optimus as father. Like, it's very weird, but at the same time, it makes sense. But yeah, that's pretty much what they're doing. And as they're talking, Primus Optimus asks why he kills like that. And Bavis stops for a second and turns to him and looks at him with a "cause I have no choice" face. He tells his counterpart that he doesn't really have a choice. And hearing this confuses um, Primus Optimus. And then Bavis Optimus explains his story of the war, how it started and how it actually has been. And hearing his story kind of makes Primus Optimus look at him like, "What? So you've been fighting your whole life? So you've always been a warrior? Huh? And you're the greatest scientist?" Yes, actually, Bavis Optimus is the greatest scientist. In the IDW Bavis comics, he is Cybertron's greatest scientist. He is actually, surprisingly, like this man is actually the greatest scientist in all of Cybertron. Like in the Bavis comics, he is. So that makes him automatically smarter than even Primus. Reason why he wasn't like that in the movies is because they nerfed him. To be fair, I would do the same thing. I mean, all of us should understand they always nerf the characters. We all know that. But yeah. Now hearing this makes Primus Optimus a bit surprised. But then he hears the reasons why Beavis kills like that. And Beavis sees his point of view as he's in a war. He can't be sparing enemies left and right. That's stupid. Like, do we do that? No, we do worse. Like, if like people call Beavis Optimus a war criminal and everything, but I don't know. I think you guys don't know what that is anymore. A war criminal is someone who commits actual war crimes. Optimus Beavis has never committed any, and if he did, I would point them out. But he doesn't have one. You guys can't even name one. Oh, he killed Bone Crusher in 2007. He was fighting him. That was a 1v1. He didn't kill him for like no reason. He was fighting him. What do you expect? You expect him to let him go scot free? No. This is not G1. We go straight for the head. Completely. Take it off. And people saying he killed Megatron unfairly after he saved him. I would kill Megatron the same way. I do not care if he saved me. He killed me once. I'm just doing the same thing back. Megatron already killed Optimus once. You really think Optimus is gonna allow him to have a peace treaty? No, no, everyone, no. What Optimus did to Megatron, was it right? Yes, yes. Megatron, like, the reason why he even said he wanted a truce was because he wanted to be back in charge. He wanted to be back in charge. Remember that. He said, I want to be back in charge. Did he say I want a peace treaty because I'm tired of this? I want a peace treaty because I'm tired of this war. No, he said I want to be back in charge. What does that mean? He still wants the war to continue. He didn't stop it because it was bad or anything. He stopped it because he wanted to be back in charge. But I'm getting off topic. I'll probably make a separate video about it. But pretty much he does explain how his war was, and Beavis even explains how his Megatron was. As I actually this version of Megatron is one of the most evilest versions, as I would say he's either number one or maybe number two or three. But at the end of the day, he is the definition of evil, as the amount of crimes he has does not compare to even the Autobots in the IDW comics. Well, does compare to one of them, which is Sunder. But pretty much, Beavis Megatron ate Sparks. And if no one is like if most people are just a bit confused with that, I'm gonna explain it in a human way. He pretty much just ate hearts, like living hearts. He pretty much dug up his victims' bodies. Like he pretty much just like this. If you're dead, he'll grab your body, rip out your heart, and he will eat it. Or in Cybertronian ways, grabs you, rips out your spark, and eats it. And he did that to Jazz, but they didn't really show it in the movie because that was too cruel for the kids. And it was. That would be the most traumatizing thing in the entirety of the franchise. And that's where people will be like, yeah, he deserves to die. But yeah, now hearing this does surprise Primus, as he's like, I'm sorry, what? And David's like, yeah, he did that. Primus not even confused, shocked on a different level. He even asks his counterpart if he's joking, and Beavis looks at him with a straight face and is like, no, I'm not joking in the slightest. And hearing this makes Primus like, oh my gosh, how do you handle that? And Beavis like, I'm still traumatized to this day. I guess I guess I have a strong mentality. I don't know. And yeah, pretty much just talking about struggles and problems. But yeah, now we will just cut to Autobots going straight towards the location where the friendly conflict is, and RC, Iron Knight, Cliffjumper, and Bumblebee work together to fight Breakdown, Knockout, and Arachnid as pretty much Megatron sent Knockout because, to be fair, he realizes the Beavis Autobots are way more brutal than the regular Autobots because they're more willing to kill. So he has no choice but to send an extra member just to make sure. And all of them will work together, all four of them. RC obviously fights in Arachnid. Iron Knight goes in and pretty much oh wait, my bad. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much breakdown and knockouts. And pretty much the four of them have to fight them. So it's a 2v2. Pretty much Iron Knight versus Iron Knight and Cliffjumper versus Breakdown. One knockout is busy fighting Bumblebee and RC. Yeah. Oh no, that's right. Yeah, Iron Knight and Cliffjumper are working together to fight off Breakdown, while Bumblebee and RC are working together to fight off Knockout. And I'm not gonna lie, they both get killed as this is Babe as Iron Knight. He's more, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Both of them get killed and they get the prayer in the gauntlet. And this is just a huge step for to end the war. We will skip to episode 19 and Megatron will do the same thing he did to freaking Starscream, torture him or mentally torture him or whatever in that cave. And we would have RC, Bulkhead, and even Iron Knight there. And when Miko goes inside, Iron Knight gets completely pissed, looking at her with the most angriest face in the entirety of the franchise. Bro is just mad. He looks at her and he's like, what a useless human. And here in this, Bulkhead is like, hey, Miko isn't useless. And here in this, Iron Knight walks up to Bulkhead and he's like, really? Then explain how many things she's helped us with. Explain how many times she saved us. Explain, please. Please explain right now. And Bulkhead thinking, she no, she didn't do that. No, that was rough. Yeah, you can't even explain. Iron Knight says, busy telling me she's useful and she's doing all of this. We have to come and save her every single time, and we have to risk our fragging lives for one miserable human who's only good at getting herself trouble. And you dare to say she's useful? Please get out of my face before you even talk all that nonsense. Until she proves herself useful to me, she's useless. As Arnold walks inside the cave to get Miko, and Bulkhead thinking, maybe I should just keep my mouth shut. And the thing is, you should have, because the entirety of season one, she was useless. So, Bulkhead literally screwed up when he's talking to a serious member. Unlike RC, this man Iron Knight is gonna speak facts. If you're useless, he's gonna tell you out. Hey, listen, same with Wiki in the movies. Please tell me if this man was useless. You can't. He killed Starscream. He used the Allspark to kill Megatron. This man freaking saved, well, not saved, but helped the Autobots more times than I can count. Brought back Optimus from the dead. Died for Optimus even. Well, not technically died, but yeah, he almost, technically he did, but technically he did not. But you know what I'm saying. And he came back to life to revive Optimus and save the Earth. Well, technically Optimus did that. But yes, and this man, Sam, even... I think he did. Yeah, he actually did die. Yeah, he died in the franchise as Michael Bay probably killed him off like the rest of the other Autobots. Says, yeah, and yeah, unlike Miko, Sam has died. Oh wait, this man died twice. Yes, this man Sam died twice and came back only once. But yeah, and unlike Miko, he's smarter, and unlike Miko, he's stronger, and unlike Miko, he's better. And unlike Miko, he never screws up. Yeah, his personality's a bit weird, but at the end of the day, does he screw up? No, you can't. You cannot compare the two. But let's continue. Now, Bulkhead goes inside along with RC and Jack to get Miko, but of course they separate, and we will have the rest of the cave scene plays out the same. Now, Bulkhead is holding that that boulder, and Arnott casually holds it up with one hand as he lifts it up and is like, "Tuh, and you call yourself a wrecker." And hearing this makes Bulkhead like not pissed off, but like, what's with the disrespect? And Arnott just orders Bulkhead just to hurry up and help Miku by destroying that just making an entrance so Miku can like, this breed. And yeah, pretty much they would do all that. And the Autobots managed to escape, and Megatron still finds Starscream, and yada yada. But when we go back to base, I9 would literally tell Miko to not come on any missions. And when Miko tries to like ask why, I9's like, you get yourself into trouble, you get us almost killed, we risk our lives for you, and you mess up more times than I can count. And Miku is getting sad from this. And Primus Optimus does not come to defend because this man knows he can't do nothing. What is he supposed to say? Like, the thing is, the Bayfors Autobots are harsh, sure. But hey, they're speaking facts though. What is she doing most of the time? Most of the time in season 1, she be screwing up more times than I can count. Actually, I count up to 10 at this point. Maybe it's up to 50. We have no idea. But yeah, and Arnott even says something interesting. If you're not gonna bother to help us, then you're better off not being this team. Because in this team, we only have real warriors. Because because at least this human Jack over here, I don't see him screwing up like you. He tries to fix up your mess, so I can respect him. And that boy Raph over there, he's been helping us more times than I can count. Compared to the two of you, but at least this boy Jack over here does not screw up like you. And Miko is getting sad from this, and Boka is like, alright, that's enough. And hearing this, Anna's like, you know what? I'll be nice. That is enough for me for a day, as he walks away. And Bavis Optimus sees this and he looks at his buddy and is like, wasn't that a little bit too harsh? And hearing this, he tells Optimus straight up, unless she saves some Autobot's life, or unless she does something useful, then I won't stop. Then I'll stop calling her useless. Okay? Have you ever seen her actually help us once? And Bavis Optimus is like, okay, she is useless, but to be fair, we should at least be a little bit nice because she's a human. What is she gonna do? And hearing this, Anna's like, stay out of our way and mind her business. Simple. And Anna walks away, and Optimus like, dang, he's speaking facts though. And yeah, we will skip to episode 20, where we would have an interesting episode. As honestly, I was thinking, should I even put this? And to be honest, yes. I really want to do this because honestly, it'll be hilarious. And if anyone has seen that picture that I had in part 3, yeah. And if everyone remembered Optimus holding a sword, yeah, I'm adding that sword right now. I need that right now. It would be fire. As I'm putting it in, I do not care. I don't care. We're adding this right now. Yes, it's early, but who cares? At this point, the Autobots gotta be winning and winning and winning. And here we go. Now, we will basically cut to the Autobot base and the Decepticon base. Now, Megatron and Optimus receive artifact signals. Remember the artifacts had signals, and both of them go towards that location. And the Decepticons are ground base there. Megatron, Starscream, and Soundwave, since Breakdown and Knockout are dead, along with the Arachnid, yeah, and was Makeshift? Yeah, even Makeshift was dead. Wow, actually, we have more Decepticon casualties than we ever had. Dang. But, yeah. Now, the Decepticons would arrive, and Megatron is shocked to see this artifact. As this is where the Star Saver is. Yes, I'm adding the Star Saver right now. We're in the same location. Now, obviously, Megatron does try to take it out like he did in canon, but of course the Autobots come in early because Megatron never thought about like using a fake artifact signal because we didn't get the Relic Hunt saga, so yeah, they didn't think that far ahead. And it's sad. And the fact is, Bavis Optimus looking different. And Megatron has never seen Beavis Optimus in his new form. And when he sees him, he is shocked. He looks at Beavis Optimus like, "What the hell happened to you? Why are you looking like a knight?" And here on this, Beavis Optimus cracks his neck and is like, "I got the Matrix of leadership from this Optimus." Huh? So why did it transform you to a knight? And Beavis Optimus like, "Because I am a knight." And Prime vs. Megatron like, "What? Huh?" And Prime vs. Optimus looks at him like, "Hold on a second, you never told me you were a knight." And Beavis is like, "Yeah, that was my secret." And Anna's like, "You never told me you were a knight." Beavis are a knight. And Beavis Ratchet's like, "I'm surprised none of you knew that." And Anna's like, "Wait, how did you know?" And Ratchet is like, "To be fair, he was born a knight, and we all knew that because of the symbols he has, and yeah. Even Megatron was a knight. Come on. Come on, Hyde." And Hyde, like, "What?" Yeah, I'm gonna give Aina a nickname. I'm gonna call him Hyde sometimes. But yeah, Aina's like, "What?" But yeah, Beavis Hawks was like, "Alright, shut up and let's go straight into boxing." As he cracks his knuckles and he rushes in. And everyone starts fighting and yeah. Bloody mess. Megatron rushed in. He got absolutely bodied. Number one, Beavis Optimus was already stronger. And like right now, he's more powerful. And the thing is, where can I scale him in terms of strength? And dang, he'll be on the level of 2.0 Megatron, which is Unicron Megatron combined. Yeah, he's actually on that level of strength. If not that, he's on the level of 2.0 Optimus Prime with the Star Saver. Yeah, 2.0 Optimus Prime, Primeverse version with the Star Saver. Yeah, he would be pretty busted. So, and the fact that this Optimus is on that level, and the fact he gets the Star Saver, he would literally be on the level of Unicron. Literally, he would be on that level. That's how powerful he would be. This Optimus is quite broken because of the Matrix. I mean, to be fair, it makes sense. I mean, this Optimus without the Matrix is pretty busted. With the Matrix, this man is just he's a different beast. And yeah, he beats Megatron so easily. Megatron is even thinking to himself, "Oh hell no, am I fighting Six Shots or am I fighting Overlord? I don't even know at this point." And he gets absolutely bodied. And Optimus grabs the Star Saber and takes it out. And he puts it on his back and turns to Megatron and is like, "Alright, round two." And Megatron's like, "I didn't sign up for this." And Primus Optimus makes one of the funniest jokes. "What you mean you didn't sign up for this? You started this war. What do you mean? You literally started this. So you did sign up for this." And Primus Megatron like, "Nope, I didn't sign up for this." As he transforms and blasts off along with his Decepticon, which is Soundwave and Starscream. And Beavis Optimus allows them to leave. He knows he can cut them in half and kill them, but honestly, bro's like, "Nah, I don't want to end the story off that easily." Yeah, I can end the story like that. Who am I gonna bring? Oh crap! I should have ended the story like that, but it's fine. I already know who I'm gonna bring in the next few parts. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this in peace. And how you guys think of Beavis Optimus having the Matrix of leadership and having the Star Saver? And the thing is, if any of you are wondering how truly strong he is, like I said, he's on the level of Unicron. Because to be fair, I already made him stronger than Megatron and Optimus in the beginning. And when he got the Matrix of leadership, he was pretty broken. I can't lie, Optimus without the Matrix, well, Beavis Optimus, he is on the level of 2.0 Optimus. With the Matrix, he's different level, but with the Star Saver, he's on the level of Unicron. So yeah, he's technically the strongest character. Technically.